Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving into a new series on the channel, one that I've heard quite a bit of buzz about over the last month or so, and I've been really excited about it. I've had it just kind of on my to-do list, but I was in the middle of the subathon for Drama Llama all throughout June, and it didn't win any of the polls when I was on the subathon, so we couldn't dive into it there. But now that the subathon's over, I have some time to myself and I'm just making up for lost time. So we're diving into the Marahuyo project, and I'm really excited about this because I believe this is the same studio that did Gaya sa Pelikula back in the day, and anyone who knows me knows that Gaya sa Pelikula is permanently in my top 3 BL series. Depending on the day of the week, it may take the top spot. But yes, love. So I'm excited to dive into this. I reacted to the trailer on the subathon. I don't remember if I've posted the reaction over on YouTube yet, but it doesn't matter because I'm diving into the actual series now, so you guys don't need to worry about the trailer reaction. I don't know what the reaction guidelines are for this series. I haven't looked at other people's reactions yet, so I'll see. I think my Gaya sa Pelikula reactions were fine on YouTube, aside from just like all the music, but they were fine. I don't think they ever got blocked, so these should be fine. I think the only Filipino studio I've ever had issues with for reactions was Black Sheep, and I had to put those over on Patreon. All the other Filipino studios have been real chill, and I think those reactions are fine. So this should be fine. But if for whatever reason I can't put these reactions on YouTube, I'll put a link down in the description. The full reactions will be over on my Patreon, and you can watch them there. But I think this should be fine for YouTube. Well, fingers crossed. But anyway, we're going to dive into episode 1 and just see what they have in store for us. Thank you for the trigger warning. I appreciate it.
What if may choice ka kung kailan ka dapat ipanganak? Anong period sa Philippines ang pipiliin mo?
Eh di nung hindi pa tayo nasa site at inaantya ng mga mananakop, sinasamba kaya nun ng mga kagaya natin, si Libulan, the patron god of homosexuality.
Oh,
at ang mga babaylan, powerful. E kaso ang epal ng mga Kastila. Nako, kung during Spanish occupation ako'y pinanganak, siguro out and proud katipunera ko. Ay, pak! So ahead of its time. Maluloka ang mga praile.
Eh kung noong panahon ng mga Hapon.
Wait, katakot kaya mga kwento ni Markova at ng mga comfort case?
Ito, 1965 to 1986.
I heard that
Uy, parang ngayon lang
that
naman
name
yun,
when I was
no?
reacting to
Ay,
Why
nako,
Love Why
kaya
years
tayo
and
ng
years
mga
ago.
jowa eh. Julit-julit ang mga problema ng bansa. Ayan, busy tayo lagi sa mga rally. Charot! Eh ba't yung iba nakaka-harvest ng love life sa Pride March? Tapos tayo nga. Ano
So the
yun, may
Philippines has such a
favoritism?
rich
Ay,
history.
nako. Maring amihan. Diyosa ng hangin. Narinig mo ba yon? Wala ka bang paipo-ipo dyan na magtatangay sa friend ko ng isang boyfriend material? Pa-love life ka naman daw dyan. Oo nga, moreno, tahimik lang, tapos parating nakikinig.
I mean, some might describe my skin as sun-kissed, and I'm good at listening.
Ay, sa panahong ang dami nating pinaglalaban, hustisya, karapatan, kalayaan, mahahanap pa kaya natin ang taong ipaglalaban tayo?
Makikita mo siya kung titingin ka lang ng mabuti sa paligid mo. Malay mo, yung matagal mo nang hinahanap, nasa tabi mo lang pala.
Hoy, mga baklan to. Dami yung chika, kaya nyo ba yung panindigan?
Sila parang oo.
Diyos ko, Lord, kailan darating yung akin?
What are you doing? Dalawang lalaki nagtutukaan sa eskwelahan. Iho, God is watching. I am
Yes,
watching.
and I'm gonna give him a show.
And as your dean, I will not tolerate this immoral behavior in this campus. Tabi!
Bitch!
Ooh.
What
This word's
did
not
you
mine.
Wala po siyang sinabi din.
At kailan ka ba nawala ng opinion, Mr. Matayog? Sa tuition fee increase? Sa additional school requirements? Pati nga sa pagkawala ng free soup sa kantin. Pinagrally mo pa.
Dahil karapatan po naming magreklamo bilang mga estudyante, correct?
Correct!
Karapatan po naming magsalita laban sa hindi tama.
So tama, nasabihan mo ako ng toot.
Dahil makitid po ang utak nyo.
That you are.
This is not a church. This is an academe that should be teaching us to find and be proud of our true selves. Correct?
Correct!
You are absolutely right. This is an academe that should not be teaching you to be immoral.
And what is immoral about love, Dean? May karapatan po kaming magmahal kahit sino pa siya. Correct?
Correct!
Does the friend here in the red shirt have a little love connection he wants to make? I mean, this gaze in the eyes tells me he might. Oh, okay. You better make out with him right here in front of the dean. Okay, child. But you might want to turn it to the side so she can actually see. All she's seeing is the back of your head. Oop, not a shove it. Okay, we don't need to get physical now.
Don't touch me!
Yeah, she seems like a terribly close-minded person, but we ain't got to get physical.
Push! Sino ka naman dyan, Ricardo King Matayog? Ang daming sinisi at ang daming pinaglalaban sa life. I can't blame him. Bata pa lang po si Akla, pang MMK na ang buhay. Galing sa broken family kasi. As in, isang araw na wala na lang ang mudra niya. Umuwi daw ng kanilang isla. Walang explanation, walang anything. Kaya ayan, naiwan siya sa kanyang toxic at machong ama sa Maynila. Eh, ang king, bading. Tapos, ang dami pang angst. Walang pinipili ang angas. Ayan, expelled ang gaga. Kaya from Manila ay ipinatapon siya ng kanyang ama sa isla ng Marahuyo.
So does that mean we don't get to see him and his cute friend he was making out with anymore?
O ano bakla? Kamusta naman ang puwet mo sa anlibiyahe na to? Ikaw naman kasi akla. Pinagbibigyan ka na nga sa mga parali-rali mo kahit na nire-red tag na ang mga aktivista. Violente yarn. Tapos akla, babae pa ang sinaktan mo. Hindi kita pinalaking ganyan. Shhh! Ang jingay. Ayo, kalmo-kalmahan. Jacqueline Jose, alam mo, kung ako yung na-expel, malamang magwawala na ako. As in, ay! Kalma lang kaya ako. Pinifeel ko lang si Maring Amihan. Kalma, tahimik, genderless deity pa. Pakak.
Okay.
Tsaka sigurado naman ako na hindi niya ako pinababayaan dahil dinadala niya ako pabalik kay Lola.
I hope they are too.
Kahit binabalik ka din niya sa mama mo.
Okay, he got mommy issues. Understandable from the little snippet we got there at the beginning.
Salamat po. Ay! Ay!
Love at first bump. It's beautiful. facial structure. Okay, come on, midriff. We love a crop top moment. What are we throwing at them? Are these shoes? These fish? What are we throwing? Like, they look too big to be flower petals.
Nadaanan mo?
Wow! Ikaw ba tong galit ha? Ako na nga tong amoy isda dahil obviously, hindi mo tinitingnan yung dinadaanan mo. Ew.
Sa susunod kasi, tignan mo yung nadaanan mo.
Bakit? Sa'yo ba tong islang to? Yabang mo ah! Akala mo kung sino gwapo. Ayun!
I mean, if he was more handsome, would it make it okay? It's like, he ain't even that cute.
Wiset! Ricardo! Ay! Lola! Ikaw na nga yan.
Aw, we love a good Lola.
Teka muna, bakit ang lansa ng amoy mo?
And since this is Filipino, not Thai, Lola should be safe.
Ng bugo sa akin, tapos siya pagalit ha.
Aba, hindi bali dead ma. Isang paligo lang yan, no? Oh, ang laki-laki mo na. Oh. May nobyo ka na ba? Ano ka ba? Top? Bottom? Versa? Versa top. Versa bottom?
I'm a side, Grandma.
Side.
Ma, ang bibig mo. Baka makarinig sa'yo.
Lola, like, I don't care, let him hear. I'm proud of my grandson.
Mukha kang parot.
Pwede po bang umuwi na po tayo? Medyo haggard na eh.
He is feeling his artistic expression. Granted, I don't love the haircut either. I'm not a huge fan of the mullet in general. But he is cute and he feeling himself, so I'm gonna let him have his hair.
Kaya mo, Judy.
Apo. Salamat.
Oh, naalala mo ako? Dito ka dati naglalaro ng Barbie.
Maligo ka muna ha, bago ka pumasok. Baka mangamoy ang kwarto.
Si Father.
Ay, magandang araw, Father.
Magandang araw naman.
Nagbisa po kayo?
Ay, meron lamang nagpabasbas din kila sa mga santos.
Ay, si King po, tanda ninyo. Dati niyo pong sakristan. Dito na po siya mag-aaral sa atin.
Ikaw na ba yan, iho?
Mano po.
It's like, I guess if I got to do this.
Bakit nangangamoy yata?
Kasi po, Father, natapunan siya ng mga isda kanina.
Yang tattoo mo, totoo ba yan? Naku, iho. Ang ating katawan ay banal na templo ng Diyos at dapat nating pangalagaan.
I prefer to keep my temple well decorated.
Ano,
All
natuluyan ka
the
na ba?
various other ones that y'all can't see because they're
Siya.
below the belt.
Ako'y tutuloy na. Gabayan ka nawa ng Panginoon papunta sa tamang landas.
I like slapping a new painted coat on this temple every so often.
Pasok na ho ako.
Ay, pasok na yung susi. Ako na magsasara.
I am itching for another tattoo, but my wallet just doesn't agree with that plan right now.
Alam mong hindi nalapit sa'yo yan. Ikaw na lumapit. Sige na.
Anak.
Kumain ka muna, King.
Hindi po ako nagugutom.
Wala talagang signal dito. Yung kuryente nga alas 6 pa ng gabi na magkakaroon.
Pero kahit ganito dito, makikita mo, magiging mas payapa.
It's an
Kaya
adjustment.
po ba kayo bumalik dito?
I mean, y'all eventually gonna have to have these conversations. Maybe not all on the first day that he's back, but y'all gonna have to talk about this at some point.
Akla, ano to? Kahit pride mo, ayaw mong lunukin? Nasa hunger strike levels ka na?
May ilaw na. La!
Come on, Rainbow.
Kayo.
Hoy, hanggang alas 6 lang ng umaga yan, ha? Oh, alam ko, gutom ka na. Luto yan ng mama mo. Sigurado na mismo.
Ang luto ho niya.
Uy, ang ganda niyan. Gustong-gusto ko yan. Alam mo, meron din ako niyan.
Talaga la? Saan po patingin?
Tadyan! Di ba? Oh, ha? Unbelievable Brows by Botoy Salons. Alam mo, dati, iniwan ko din itong Marahuyo. Paano naman? Singkikitin ng kilay ko yung mga pag-iisip ng mga tao dito.
Bakit to kayo bumalik?
Eh, walang nakikipaglaban para sa Marahuyo eh. Nung naging matagumpay ang people power, akala ko noon, pwede nang mamuhay ulit ng normal pagbalik ko. Eh, habang tumatagal eh, nababaliwala yung mga pinaglaban namin noon. Kaya natakbo akong kapitana dito. At wag ka ha, ang kalabang ko, 3 lalaki.
Manalo?
Siyempre, talo lola mo. Eh kasi, hindi pa nila kayang tanggapin na babae ang mamumuno sa kanila. Mga walang bayag eh, para baguhin itong bayan na to eh. Pero ikaw, nakikita ko sa'yo, kayang-kaya mo.
Bakit po? Kasi may bayag ako.
Baliw. Hindi.
Not just that.
Dahil sa tapang mo.
Yes, if there's anything I've gotten from the little glimmers they've given me of you, you are ballsy. You are
Kaya ko naman pong makipaglaban.
courageous, and you will stand up and fight for what's right.
Kaya lang, meron kang isang taong ayaw harapin. Maraming gustong ipaglaban to eh. Na kinaduduwagan ito. King, bigyan mo ng pagkakataon ng lugar na ito. Kapag meron kang nakitang isang magandang bagay sa lugar na ito, hindi mo mamamalayan na Marahuyo ka na din sa isla.
Lola, why are you giving me feelings? This episode 1. Why am I already feeling feelings? I do love the soundtracking choices so far.
Legit. I'm the new student. Marahuyo's newest tourist attraction.
You're also far more colorful than anyone we've seen in the background of this school. Everyone else is like in neutral blues and whatnot, and then you were just like this big ball of color, which I love.
Ikaw, bago ka rito, bakit ganyan ang itsura mo?
Ma'am?
Dean, Imelda Galgalin.
Required bang may mataray na din sa lahat ng chapter
siya?
ng buhay ko? Dean Imelda, Ricardo Matayog po. Transferee.
Ah, ikaw pala. Gusto kong ipaalala sa'yo, iho, na bawal ang ganyang hitsurahan sa eskwelahang ito.
Ang sakit naman. But, Dean, this is a democratic country.
Democratic, yes. Not barbaric.
Oh, ciao.
Bakit hindi mo tularan si Mariano Soliman, ang pinakamakisig at pinakamagiting na balagtasero, ang ama ng balagtasan dito sa Marahuyo? Siya ang simula ng pagalay ng mga tula sa dagat para dumami ang hulik lahat ng klase na maiisip mo. Kaya nga ba, may taunang balagtasan tuwing Foundation Day para magbigay pugay sa kanya. Ano pang ginagawa mo dyan? Ba't hindi ka pumasok sa klase?
I'm here because
Lagi
you were
mo
talking to me.
Apo.
Okay, I talk a lot. I'm sorry. Apologies. My apologies.
Maligayang pagdating sa Marso.
Marso. Marso.
Please forgive me, ma'am. I did not mean to talk so much. I did not mean to talk your ear off like that. My bad.
Marso. Bakalang bakla. Marso.
Ato nga kasi, bakit silang tinawag na father kung hindi sila pwede magkaanak? Tsaka may airport yung ulo nila. Wala ko, wag yung marinig. Pero may balig kami. Kaya meron akong balig.
Baros, late ka na naman.
Sorry, Father, for what I have sinned.
I mean, it wasn't that late. Technically, the bell was still ringing when they got in the room.
Magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga, Father Fabian. Magandang umaga, mga klase. Magandang umaga, Marsu. Magandang umaga, Marsu.
Baby, why are you like 45 counts behind the rest of
Class, I want
the
you to
class?
meet our new student, your new classmate, Mr. Ricardo Matayo. You may now take your seat. Okay, I want you to group yourselves into two. Boys to my right, girls to my left. Move it.
Okay.
Bienvenido, Baros. What are you doing there?
Father,
O ano? Pagpipilitan mo na naman na babae ka!
Father.
Here we go. Let's fight the fight.
What if Miss Barros identifies herself as a woman? Shouldn't she be allowed to go to where she feels she truly belongs?
Bulag ka ba? Hindi mo ba nakikitang lalaki yan?
Father, hindi naman po lahat nakikita ng mga mata.
Pwede ba, bakla? Huwag mo na idama yung Marahuyo sa kabaklaan mo.
Lord.
Kung ayaw mo sa nakikita mo, pwede ka naman lumabas.
At ano? Hayaan na maghari sa lugar na to ang mga makikitid ang utak tulad mo? Tsaka inassume mo talaga na bakla ako, no?
Sinasabi mo ngayon na makitid ang utak ko.
Yes.
Ha?
Ang sinasabi ko lang po, Father,
She's like, don't worry about
Okay
it.
lang, te. Di ka mananalo dyan.
She's like, we'll spend the entire class
May
period doing
sinasabi
this.
ka.
wala na po, Father.
Very well. Welcome to Marahuyo. Okay, class. Let's proceed with our discussion of Machiavelli.
buti na lang, Ricardo, nandito ka na. May kasama na akong tumambay dito ulit.
Ricardo talaga? Pwede bang king na lang?
Okay, King.
Ikaw naman, Benvenido.
Ang pangit.
O, di bien. B. Power B?
Venice na lang.
Venice. Ang ganda. Bagay sa'yo.
Salamat.
So, Venice, dito pa talaga ang tambayan ng mga katulad nating sirena.
Huwag na wag mong sasabihin dyan, mamalasin tayong lahat.
Apparently, we don't like mermaids in this country.
Okay. Salamat nga pala kanina ha. Ngayon lang may nagapagtanggol sa akin sa mga yun.
Maliit na bagay. Ganun ba talaga lahat ng tao dito sa Marahuyo? Wala bang magpoprotekta sa atin dito sa campus? Ano bang LGBTQIA+ org dito?
La, LGBT lang yung dati, di ba? Bakit nadagdagan? Hindi nga nila alam yung ibig sabihin ng RESPECT. LGBTQRST pa kaya? Tsaka walang ganito dito, King. Asa ka pa.
Oy, ipahinga mo yan, akla. Kung wala pang LGBTQIA+ org dito sa Marsu, pues, tayo ang magtatayo.
And I wish you the best of luck. From what I've seen, that will be a very uphill battle, but if anyone can do it, you
Bukod sa
can.
kabit na tooth ng great apo ni Ka Mariano na si Ka Emmanuel Mariano Soliman.
Sandali, anong tooth?
Yung ano?
Yung ano? Ah, sirena.
Anong sabi ko sa'yo? Huwag mo sasabihin.
I swear to God, if you say that word one more time.
Kaya malabo yung nabalak mo kasi tayong dalawa lang ata yung tooth dito.
Sure ka ba? Eh baka naman hindi lang natin alam kasi natatakot sila. Feeling nila wala silang kakampi. Feeling nila walang nakakaintindi sa kanila. At yun ang magiging papel natin. A safe haven for Marsu's rainbow community.
Ay, ang ganda. Sarap pakinggan. Pero alam mo, dusa rin yan.
Venice, wala namang madali. Magtutulungan tayo. Ikaw ba gusto mo ganito na lang yung trato nila sa atin habang buhay?
Siyempre hindi.
Oh, imaginein mo. Hindi lang to para sa'yo o para sa akin. Para to sa mga susunod sa atin. Don't you want to make a difference? A legacy.
Ay! Inaabangan ko dati yan! Sila Lovie po, Alessandra De Rossi, tsaka Heart Evangelista, te! Galing mo! Pero, King, bago natin matayo yan, kailangan natin ng approval ng student council at ng school board. Mahirap yun.
Eh di isa-isahin natin. Unahin natin ang student council. Sino ba pwede nating lapitan doon?
Hindi ang student council president, siya lang naman ang kaapu-apuhan ng dakilang balagtaserong si Ka Mariano. Si Catalino Mariano Soliman. O mas kilala sa bansag na
Like, girl, where are we looking?
Ino.
Ino.
Okay.
Okay. So saan natin mahahanap si Ino?
Ay, nasa swimming pool yun, nag-practice siya.
Taray, swimmer. O tara na.
Hey, we love swimmers.
May klase pa tayo.
Bakit? Hindi ba mahalaga itong pinaglalaban natin?
Girl, it's your
Mahalaga
first day.
naman, pero gusto ko yung kumang makita siya ng nakatrunks. Pag nalaman ng tatay ko na umabsent ako, bugbog si Water. Gusto mo may pumasok ako nung...
Okay. Ayoko naman na mabugbog ka. So, sige. Ako na lang.
Girl, it's your first day.
King,
Oh.
te,
Like, I know you all about making waves and all, but like, girl, go to class.
Kamapol ka.
Lo, imposible. Sa mga klase ng lalaking nakikita ko dito sa Marahuyo.
Okay.
Ay, te.
Yes, te.
May ibibigay ako sa'yo. Parang bagay ito sa'yo.
Ay, ang ganda.
Sandali, meron pa yung kasama. May kaduet yan.
Ay!
Suot mo, ha?
Salamat! Galingan mo! Te!
There's a man coming at me. Nipples.
Ikaw na naman! Di ba sabi ko sa'yo, huwag kang naharang sa dinaraanan ko? Pati ba naman sa nalungayan ko?
Iba rin. Inangkin mo na nga yung daanan ng Marahuyo. Pati ba naman tong swimming pool ng Marswu?
Marsu!
Kay Marswu, Marswa o Marswe, hindi pa rin sa itong swimming pool kaya hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa akin kung saan ako pwedeng lumangoy o hindi.
I mean, you weren't
Para
really
sabihin ko nga
swimming.
sa'yo, hindi ganyan ang damit pag magsiswimming ka. Parang tanga lang.
Nahulog lang ako sa pool, okay?
Tanga nga.
Hindi ako tanga. Ituro mo na nga lang ako sa student council president ng Marsu para namang may pakinabang ka.
You're looking at him. Yes.
May opisina kami para sa ganyan. Hindi mo kailangan tumulong sa pool para kausapin ako.
Come on, soundtrack. All right, that was episode 1, and to no one's surprise, I kind of love it already, because it's just a refreshing take on a BL series so far than sort of the paint by numbers stereotypical things that I've seen an abundance of in, well, I feel like I've been watching a lot of Thai series recently, so I feel like it's refreshing. There's something grounded and indie kind of about it, from the soundtrack to the way it's shot, to some of the subject matter and the way the script has been written so far. It just feels very grounded, and I like it. Again, similar to Guys a Película, which is why it's probably one of my favorite series. Like, it just feels it's just refreshing. It's refreshing. And it feels like so real in a sense that, like, there are certain situations that were taking place on screen, and like I was finding myself feeling uncomfortable for the characters or concerned for the characters, because I'm like thinking of like real world experiences I've had or feelings I've had out in the real world, and I'm like, I want them to be safe. This feels awkward. So like when King first arrived at his grandma's house, or arrived in Marahuyo, and his grandma and mom were picking him up, and grandma's like, living, loving life, and just like, oh, you're fabulous, how are you, I love you, are you top or bottom, you got a boyfriend, this, that, the other, and it's just like, oh, we love Lola, we love a supportive Lola. And then mom's like, quiet, what if somebody hears us? Because it's a genuine concern, like, yes, Lola is accepting and wonderful and fabulous, and we love her, but not everybody is. And just similar experiences as the episode went on. So like, especially when he was in the classroom and he found no issue whatsoever just standing up for what he believed was right, and he was getting into this conversation like, what if she identifies as a woman? And then you have the other classmates standing up like, oh, don't start spreading your gay propaganda here, this, that, the other. And like, even just him walking onto the school campus dressed how he was dressed, because again, there's nothing wrong with what he's wearing. It's just, in comparison to everybody else, it's very colorful and stands out like a sore thumb. Does not look bad. Not saying it's a bad outfit in any way, shape, or form. Just everybody else was just like in neutral colors and just like very, okay, just kind of blend into the school, and he is just standing out bright. So like, I love seeing just the confidence in him. I love seeing just his unashamed, just self-expression. I love it. But then like there are moments where I'm watching it, like when he walked into the school campus and everyone's like looking at him, like where I start to feel uncomfortable, not because, you know, he was doing anything wrong, but because people were looking at him and I felt like they might start to judge him or judge him harshly. And then when he was having the conversations in the classroom about, you know, gender identity and, you know, what if she, and then they immediately start to go in on him and he's like, well, you know, you're closed-minded, this, that, the other. And the teacher's like, oh, are you saying that I'm closed-minded? And we were start to go into conversation. Like I just started feeling very nervous because I'm like, oh, God, feels like you were fighting an uphill battle. It feels like such an uphill battle, and it's your first day. It's your first day. And clearly, Venice knew because she had been through this a number of times, and she's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna just move over here. I'm gonna move over here. You will fight this. You will be talking all day until you are sick. Let's just get to class. And it's just like I felt uncomfortable for them, and I felt like, you know, potential bullying or bashing could be something on the horizon, which I don't want to see, but like it felt that close to reality where it's like I'm feeling nervous for these characters for just existing in public spaces. That's how realistic this felt, which is impressive to do in the first 30 minutes of the series. Like, I think very, very well done. Again, soundtracking is fantastic, and I love King. I love his just, again, unashamedness, just his bold and just unapologetic need to fight for what he feels is right. And because that's hard to do, especially at such a young age. Not everybody has that self-confidence. Not everybody has that courage to stand. Like, yes, there are a lot of people who suffer in silence. There are a lot of people who know that, you know, the discrimination they face is wrong, but they don't necessarily have the courage to stand up for themselves, by themselves, or for other people. But we've seen time and time again, and again, it's only the first episode. It doesn't matter if he's standing up for himself or this person or that person or whatever it is. He's like, no. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and there's nothing wrong with what we are doing. There's nothing wrong with us being gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. There's nothing wrong with this. It's not immoral, like you keep putting out here, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's a very old school manner of thinking. Some of it is religiously influenced, some of it's societally influenced, and we can go into all kinds of deep dive conversations about that. But, you know, it takes a lot of courage to just stand up to, when you are in the minority, to stand up to the majority and say, no, I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't agree with this. It takes a lot of courage, and I applaud him for having just that, again, brazen, unapologetic attitude to just live his most authentic life, be his most authentic self at all times. I applaud it. I appreciate it. And also another thing about Filipino series, which we love to see, and we've talked about this a number of times over on the Drama Llama channel with various roundtables and discussions we've had that involve like DC from Femmes React specifically, because we talk about the Philippines and their inclusion of body diversity a lot. Different skin tones, different shapes, sizes, and not just that sort of like stereotypical conventional sense of like what is attractive, you know, tall, light, fair-skinned, six-pack abs and pecs of Adonis and this, that, the other, and just like, you know, that's not the only standard of beauty in the world. Yes, they are beautiful men. In all these series you see in all these other countries, they are beautiful men, don't get me wrong, but that's not the only thing that is beautiful. Skinny guys are beautiful. Plus size guys are beautiful. Love handles are beautiful. I love me some curves. I love some curves and swerves. I love me some skinny men. I love me some pecs. I love it all. I love it all. Not everybody has those same kind of tastes as me, but like I love it. So I love seeing the diversity in, again, skin tones that we saw in just this one episode, body shapes we saw in this one episode. Like, I assume that King and Eno are probably going to be our if we had to have a main ship for the series, which I don't even know if we do, because I don't even know if this series is so much a like romance type deal as it is going to be just more of kind of like, Guy and Self-Relicular ended up being, where it's like not so much a romance as it is just a journey of self-discovery and standing up for what is right and this, that, the other, with some, romantic undertones thrown in there. So maybe they are an end goal ship, maybe they're not, I don't know. But again, I love the idea of having, well, Eno is a thick and, a thick, delicious little milkshake, and we love some thickums. So I love the body diversity, love just we had out and proud trans representation, and we're already seeing some of the struggles that goes along with that. So yes, his desire to start this LGBTQ plus club at school is going to be a difficult uphill battle for him, because again, it seems as though he is living in an environment that is, and even Grandma was touching on it, like, yeah, I thought when all these changes were happening, like in Manila, it might have like trickled over here and whatnot, but it's still, just because it may have been okayed in one part, it's not necessarily a universal thought, and there's still lots of fighting that needs to be done. The people here need some sort of representation. They need someone to fight for them, and that's just the world. Like, some of the major cities in the world might have, garnered success in establishing LGBTQ plus safe places and rights and this, that, the other, but there's still a lot of small towns and small cities all over the world that don't have those same views, and LGBTQ plus people are in the minority there and are in danger, so they feel the need that they need to hide and keep their identity a secret out of fear of just staying safe. So I think it's, again, another aspect of the series that is just very well rooted in reality, to the point that, there are certain situations that pop up and it makes me feel uncomfortable, because that's just how I feel in a day-to-day life. Just, from day-to-day life, just living in the world. Like, yeah, I'm comfortable in who I am. I'm happy with who I am. I love myself. This, that, the other. But, I live in Florida, which is not exactly the most open and progressive state in the world. I live in a city in Florida that is not the most open and progressive city in the world. It's in Florida. So, like, while I am happy and I accept myself, this, that, the other, there are times when I'm walking outside, depending on like what I'm wearing or this, that, the other, where I might feel a little uncomfortable, not because of that I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but I feel like maybe someone might judge me based off of what I'm doing or whatnot, or someone might see me, oh, this is my house, and now my house will be targeted because this, that, the other, or I could just be walking through a mall or something like that. Like, as comfortable as I am in myself, yes, there are still those fears and those concerns that I have, because the world is still a very frightening place. If you've kept up with any of the politics in the US this year, this election is going to be a hot-ass mess. Although today we did just get the notification that Joe Biden has dropped out of the race, and I believe he named Kamala as the replacement on the ticket, so that could be some sort of good thing that happens, because y'all, I was so concerned when it was just Joe versus Trump, because neither of them are good choices, and I didn't want either of them in the office, but they're the only main choices we had, and I'm like, Lord. But yes, if you pay attention to the political landscape here in the US, it's not great. We're in very scary times, and things could take a drastic turn depending on the way the polls go come November. Things could swing just in any direction, and we could start to see a lot of rights get revoked. We could start to see things just turn very, very ugly for not just the LGBTQ plus community, but a lot of just minority groups in general. So yeah, this show is doing a really good job at capturing or like speaking narratively about just real world representation, while still keeping it kind of light and fun at times, but rather than just having it be this like glossy fun, you know, story with just like a little touch of these real world themes. It feels like this is more about these real world themes, and then we're going to put this nice little glossy overlay on top of it, and it just makes it feel more real and authentic. So I appreciate that. But yeah, that was episode 1. I kind of want to dive into episode 2 right now, but I have some other things I need to look at today. So I'm going to put a pause on this, and I'll probably look at episode 2 sometime later this week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. Anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.